Popka here, welcoming you to another episode of Viridian Flashback. When you think of the recently departed Lucasarts, a few of their game titles come to mind. Their Star Wars games, their Indiana Jones games, or some of their more adventurous types like Secret of Monkey Island or Full Throttle. However, there were a few titles where they just simply published and let some other company take over the reins. On today's episode, we'll be looking at one of those titles, the quirky yet simple Armed and Dangerous.
Developed by Planet Moon Studios and released on December 2nd, 2003.
That's on my birthday. 10 years ago. Man, I'm old.
Armed and Dangerous tells the story of the Lionhearts, led by the reckless but heroic Roman. Together with his friends Jonesy, a mole, Q, a robot and former bodyguard of the king who rebelled, and Rexus, a blind old mystic who once kept a great magic book and then lost it, and Roman's foster father. Speaking of the king, the goal of this adventure is to steal back the titular Book of Rule, a mystic object and the MacGuffin of the game, from the evil King Norge, and stop his tyrannic rule.
We'll soon have the information.
I never tire of that sound.
Granted, I know it's your typical rebellion against the evil empire story. However, what sets Armed and Dangerous apart from the rest is its quirky story. The zany characters, humorous jokes, just make the total package feel more complete. Take this cutscene, for example.
It's them! You! Show me your papers!
What?
Papers!
Now you listen to me.
That's it! Prepare them for a full cavity search!
Our teeth are fine. Now stand aside.
Show me your papers, now!
You don't need to see our papers.
We don't need to see your papers.
Good. You're, quick! What should I say to them? I'm running out of power!
Vic, what should he say to us? He's running out of power.
Tell them they're both teapots.
No Scottish miners! Look, just tell them we're not the ones they're looking for.
Wait! I can handle this. You're both... French!
We surrender!
Ah! Come on! The Lady of the Pond waits.
Classic. However, if there is one flaw I have with Armed and Dangerous' story, is that the game seems to be more cutscene than game. Normally it takes you about 8 to 10 minutes to finish a level, and then after that you've got about 2 or 3 minutes of cutscene. Now don't get me wrong, it's still a fun story, and it's more of a minor oversight that you can look over.
The gameplay for Armed and Dangerous can best be summed up as a standard third-person shooter with a few levels playing in first person as a turret defending a base. If you've played games like Gears of War, or even older third-person shooters like some of the Duke Nukem console games, you'll feel right at home. The controls feel very solid and tight, similar to another Xbox staple, Halo. Just like the story, Armed and Dangerous has a zany and hilarious assortment of weapons at your disposal. Sure, you have your standard fare of rifles, machine guns, rocket and grenade launchers, and turrets to hop into. But you also have such weapons like the land shark gun, which fires a shark into the ground that travels under and devours your enemies. The Guy Fawkes bomb makes your enemies fight each other. A portable black hole. And a device that literally turns your world upside down.
I didn't know they had kidneys.
To get access to these weapons in each non-turret level, there's a pub where you go to change guns and even refill some health.
That
Jonesy.
Later on in the game, you'll receive a jetpack to help navigate the level faster, which will come in handy. Sadly, this game really doesn't mix up its missions very well. It's mostly get from point A to B, turret-based defense, blow up certain houses, and rescue civilians. Lather, rinse, repeat. It also doesn't help that your compass on the top right screen can be finicky, and makes it difficult sometimes to find your target. Most of the time you'll just rely on the screen itself.
So with that being said, how does Armed and Dangerous look and sound? Well, it's a mixed bag, but not all completely terrible.
Those peasants.
First, the graphics. Being that the Xbox was only 2 years old when this came out, the visuals are alright. The characters look like you'd expect them to, and the cutscenes are decent, if not a little choppy. The levels, however, are mediocre at best, with lots of dark, muddy colors. Plus, even though it's not a big deal to me, the draw distance might be a problem for some, having that foggy effect seen in games of that generation and even before. As far as audio goes, it's half and half as well. The voiceover is really well done, delivering line after line of crack-up dialogue.
Problem? Here's a little trick I learned back in Callios during the Lyme-Dixon War. Oh, good idea, mate. What? I've seen this done before. He'll split open the dead beast's stomach and stick Rexus amongst the warm entrails. Should keep him warm for at least a day.
Right, I'll be off here vomiting.
No, that's not necessary. Just stick it in there. Oh, works better when they're dead. You okay, Rexus?
Mummy, I feel like I've been born again.
The music, though, is so-so. It doesn't really pop out at you. In fact, I didn't really notice it while getting footage for the episode.
In the end, should you help the Lionhearts fight their noble cause? Absolutely. Even with some repetitive level design, the story alone makes up for it, and is worthy to be in your Xbox collection. At the time of this video, Amazon had it for varying prices. For brand new mint condition, it was going for around $60, which might be a little rich for some of you. However, if you don't mind a used copy, it's going as cheap as 42 cents, excluding shipping and handling. Trust me, you're going to be able to get this game no problem. As for availability, it's only available for PC and Xbox users. Sorry, my PlayStation friends. However, if you don't have access to an Xbox but you still want to play this game, you're in luck. It is backwards compatible with the Xbox 360, so go have fun. Well, as always, I'm the Dali Popka, and if you want to play retro, try going green. See you next time. Overall, should you help the... In the end, should you help the Lionhearts fight their noble cause? Absolutely. Even though the In the end, should you help the Lionhearts fight their noble cause? Absolutely. Even with repetitive level design, the humor alone makes up for that small flaw. So in the end, should you help the Lionhearts fight their noble cause? Absolutely. Even with the small flaw of repetitive level design, So with that being said, how does Armed and Dangerous look and sound? Well, it's a mixed bag, but it's not called... Well, as always, I'm the Dali Popka, and if you want to try a retro game,